Hey guys, my name's Martin. I'm a fitness model and a personal trainer. The main goal in terms of my sport is basically to lose as much body fat as possible while maintaining my muscle mass. This scan is going to give me a good first point of reference in terms of the start of my prep, and then when I get it again in another 3-4 months, it's going to give me a chance to see how effective my dieting and training is.
Martin, great to have you in.
Thanks for having me.
So with the DEXA scan today, we're going to be able to measure muscle, bone and fat very accurately, down to 1/10 of a gram.
Yeah, cool.
Which is going to suit you perfectly with respect to your competitions that you are involved in.
Absolutely. I mean, I guess as far as fitness modeling and even bodybuilding and things like that, what they're looking for is defined muscles, but lean, so they're very lean, so you can see them on stage.
Yep.
So my goal is basically to get low as possible body fat percentage, while also maintaining my my fat-free mass, so my muscles at the same time.
Great. Well, the Hologic densitometer uses a hydration constant, so it's 72.3%. So every time we see you, it reads your total body water as the same amount. That's one big difference between DEXA and bioelectrical impedance. And then once the scan's complete, the analysis will allow us to break down that body into its respective parts, which is also very useful for you in terms of your fitness model competition, because you can actually then concentrate on individual body parts as well, and actually possibly see where the fat mass is coming from with respect to different interventions or dietary interventions, or in terms of your lean tissue mass, where it's being maintained, if it is perhaps being lost, or even if it's actually being gained over the diet phase as well.
I think the symmetry is also important. That's one of the parts we get judged on. So if we're not symmetrical.
And that's again another great point with the Hologic densitometer. We can actually look at muscle symmetry. All right, we'll get you ready for the scan.
Sounds great. Let's do it.
So that's it, lying on your back, head up this end. Center yourself on the bed with that line down through the middle there. Good, excellent. All right, we're all set to go. Martin, we've got the results of the scan. If you have a look at the first page of the report here, this looks at your bone health and bone density. Obviously a very important part of people's physiology, and particularly for yours, you carrying 3 kilos of bone in your body. Most males will sit around 2.5 to 3.5 kilos.
Cool.
We find that a lot of those who are professional footballers will usually be over 4 kilos of bone. You're at 3 kilos. Now that is what we term bone mineral content, so that's the actual mineral component of the bone itself. The marrow component would add another couple of kilos to your total bone weight. BMD is bone mineral density, and that's measured in grams of bone per centimetre squared. And your bone density, if we look on the graph here, is normal, so you're sitting nicely above average for your age. We get a little look at a clinical site here in terms of your lumbar spine bone density, and that is at 1 gram per centimetre squared, and again that's normal.
Cool.
So if we move to the second page of the report now, this really just provides a couple of graphic images of your body, and you can see here that the fat tissue is in yellow and there's very little evidence of any fat tissue on the body. On this side, we get something a little more quantitative. So we have your android region, so the fat mass through the trunk, and we have a gynoid region, and that's the fat mass across the glutes and the hips, essentially. Now, they provide 2 very important areas for comparison later on when we do your second scan. So you can see specifically where you've lost fat through the abdominal region and also across the hips as well. Now if we look at the final page of the report, and that gives us an idea of all the tissue in your body. So you're currently carrying 13.9 kilos of fat tissue in your body, so you're doing very, very well. Most males should carry somewhere between 10 and 15 kilos. and particularly when you enter your competitive phase on stage, you'll pull that well below 10 kilos.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're currently carrying 75 kilos of lean tissue or muscle tissue. We can have a look at that lean mass in the arms now. The Hologic obviously provides us the opportunity to examine regional differences in fat mass and lean mass. You've got 5.4 kilos of muscle in your left arm, 5.6 in the right. That's, I'm assuming, your right side dominant,
yep.
and that's a normal dominance difference in the right arm.
Cool.
You've got 36.2 kilos of lean tissue in the trunk and 12.1 kilos in your left leg and 12.5 in the right. And again, that's only a very small difference with respect to changes between left and right leg, particularly you've got a 400 gram increase in your dominant right side. Your fat-free mass is 78.3 kilos. Fat mass plus fat-free mass equals your total mass or weight at 92.3 kilograms, and your current body fat percentage is at 15.1%. So very close to the 16% that you thought you were at,
Cool.
which is great.
Which is good.
At this stage, we need to look at how your fat mass is decreasing over time and what's actually happening to your lean tissue mass over time as well, and making sure that that's staying the same or increasing, not decreasing, which is not ideal for your preparation.
No, not at all.
Excellent.
Cool.
Well done.
Thanks very much.